Tip number 326 from the book 501 Contractor Tips, Power Tools. Read the instructions. That's kind of a no-brainer. Be cautious when using it for the first time, something. Now, the thing I'd like to point out here, and I don't really, when I worked on the tracks a lot, I worked with other people. If somebody came on the job and said they could do something, and you could tell they weren't very good working with the tools or something like that. They weren't doing it right or holding. A lot of times I could tell if someone knew what they were doing with a saw, a circular saw, by how they held the trigger. When they let the trigger off, you could hear the sound. We used to have the saw. We would start it up, cut through the board, let go of the trigger, and the saw would just finish cutting through the rest of the board and almost be at a dead stop. And then you would set the saw down. That's how I could tell if someone knew whether or not they knew how to use a circular saw. But if you just heard someone yee, and then they would cut through the board and it would still be yee, okay, I got it. You didn't. You're still learning. Even though you say that you know what you're doing. That's my biggest concern, and it's kind of the thing I'd like to point out in this video. You are going to run into people that tell you they know how to drive a backhoe. They know how to drive a forklift. They know how to operate power tools, but they don't. They might have driven something or worked with something 10 years ago, but it's different now. And these are the people you're going to have to watch out for. These are the people that could get injured, or it seemed like they'd be more likely to get injured. Someone brings a new tool to me. I don't know how to use it. I'm going to ask for I need someone show me how to use this. And if I have to figure out how to use it on my own, I'm going to be cautious. These people normally aren't. They get on the backhoe and drive it, and then they rip out a water line, or a drain line, or run over a fire hydrant. This is all stuff I've seen on the job before. And some of it was with experienced people, I have to admit. Just bad luck, I guess, not being cautious, but some of it wasn't. Some of it was people that didn't know what they were doing. And And some of it, of course, was from people who really didn't know what they were doing and should have had no right being on the equipment or even working with it. Another thing I think about are those drills that drill post holes for fences where they got 4 long handles on them. That ought to tell you that might not be a job for 2 people. It might be fine if you're just going through sand, loose soil. But if you have rocks and tree roots in there, then you might need 4 people on that thing. So not that difficult to figure out for most of us, or maybe I should say for some of us, but really pay attention to people who tell you they know how to do something. I know how to do that when you can tell they don't. Keep them away from those tools.